Hi everybody, welcome to this week's weekly roundup. It's been a minute since we did one of these. It's just been super busy and I've had meetings on Fridays and other events, so I'm excited to be back, but as a result, I do have a 2-page list. So I'm going to do my best to keep this under 10 minutes. But first things first, the 4th of July. Obviously, we're getting a lot of questions about the 4th of July, and we have incredible partners here in the city of Watertown. And you can find them on Facebook, and they have a website. It's just the Watertown Parades. And they are the incredible organizers. Obviously, our city team helps support their work, but they're doing the work of making sure this parade goes off without a hitch. So the parade is on the 4th of July. It is going from First to Dewey and then to Riverside Park. It starts at 10 a.m. We will be live streaming it through Watertown TV, so I'm excited that we're able to offer that for those that can't get out to the parade. And as always, they are doing the food pantry donation. So at the beginning of the parade, a squad will go down the parade route, and or maybe it's a squad and a truck, in either event. It's right before the parade starts, and you can donate non-perishable food items. So please remember to bring those for donation. I'm pretty pumped. The Dancing Grannies are attending our parade this year. So the Dancing Grannies, you may have heard of them because they participated in the Waukesha Christmas Parade. We're excited to welcome them to our 4th of July parade. And then so many other of our staples will be in the parade. My personal favorite, the Yankee Dutchman Marching Band will be there, and so many others. So we're hopeful that you can join us on the 4th of July at 10 a.m. Again, First Street to Dewey to Riverside Park. The fireworks are indeed that night as well. We've been getting questions about that. And then, of course, the American Legion is hosting activities at Riverside Park that day. I wanted to provide a quick update on the American Rescue Plan Act, so ARPA funding. So the Finance Committee completed the 2022 and really pretty much the 2023 budget, although that one's not completely final, for our ARPA spending. So this was about $2.4 million we received from the federal government. The City Council this week just approved that 2022 budget, so that is ready to roll. Why that's important to you is, if you remember, we did a poll about using some of that money to do maintenance work on Main Street, so that was included. So we will be redoing a portion of Main Street this year. What the council approved was essentially doing work from basically from First Street to the east, past basically to Sharp Corner Park, right in that area. We will be milling and overlaying, so buzzing off the top few inches of asphalt and putting down new asphalt on the driving lanes. And then we will be seal coating, so kind of that black look over the southern parking lane. We're not going to be doing any work in the northern parking lane because we have water main work that needs to get done there before the Main Street reconstruction in 2028. And then we aren't doing from Church to the bridge because we wouldn't do one block on either side of the bridge, because the bridge will hopefully be getting redone, and we have utility work that needs to happen. And the road there is in slightly better condition between Church and essentially Washington. So the work will happen at some point this year. It really just depends when we can get the milling done and the paver in town. I wanted to provide a quick update on the fire station. So as a reminder, the city has been working on siting a new fire station, so not a second station. The station would essentially not be operational for the fire department anymore. They'd completely relocate. We are working with to acquire some land. That's the plan for 2022. Next year in 23, we would design. 24, we would build. So that work is continuing on the fire station. Also, development-wise, the town square, just an update on that one. We are proceeding on track. They're doing a wonderful job of staying on track with the timeline that was set. I think for the general public, you'll start to really see some physical changes maybe mid-July. A lot of work's happening underground and at the seawall. You can see changes, but if you're just kind of driving or walking by, you'll see those larger physical changes probably about mid-July. We are planning a grand opening for October, which I'm super excited about that we're able to narrow in on a weekend. So we will provide more information as that gets closer. We are, of course, like everyone, running into some supply chain issues. So when I say the park will be complete and open, it's going to be, I'm going to say like 95% complete and open. There will be some items we won't be able to secure just with supply chain issues, but by and large, we'll be complete and grand opened in October. We have been doing a ton of work around downtown parking. It comes up all the time, understandably. I just saw a draft, so we don't have the final version yet, but I did see a draft of a parking study that we received a grant for from the state. That draft has allowed us to start to make some decisions and have some discussions around the city acquiring additional parking in certain areas. So there is work happening as it pertains to downtown parking, especially knowing that the town square is coming closer to reality. Our city budgeting process has started, which is crazy. The public probably won't see a majority of that work until September, but we're starting to lay out the timeline and begin going to the committee with our initial framework. So I'm mentioning it here because next week the Finance Committee will see our 5-year capital plan. That's a plan that we started in my first term, and we keep updating that each year. Those are our large expenses that we borrow money for traditionally. And then they will also see our budget goals for this year and lend their feedback to those and hopefully approve those. Those budget goals are what we will use to craft budgets for 2023. I wanted to just provide a reminder about boards and committees. We do have a sign up on the city website if you go to boards and committees, and then on the left-hand side you'll see something that alludes to signing up to be on one. We do try to keep a running list of interests, so if you are willing to serve the city, we want you to submit your interests. If you submit and we reach out to you and it's not the right time, that's okay, we'll keep you on a list. But we have gone through a lot of people on that list, so we're just looking to replenish that. I wanted to provide an update on construction. There's a lot of work happening in the roadway. So Parkview Lane, all that work is completed. The contractor has been notified. We will do a street sweeping, and then they'll come back and remove some of the fabric that's still along the curb and gutter line. Werner, Keyword, Highland, Pawnee, and Dayton. Some curb and gutter work will happen early next week, and then the paver should be in next week, of course, weather permitting. For Dayton, we will be paving from West Street to like the railroad tracks. On North 4th Street, the street department has been out doing curb and ramp repairs. We did receive some bipartisan infrastructure law funding to repave 4th Street in 2023. So with that in mind, we needed to update our ramps to be ADA compliant. So that work's happening on North 4th. Air Park Drive from around Barris Brothers to South 12th Street, some spot curb and gutter replacement is starting to happen, and then that will be repaved yet this year. And then just generally throughout the city, we're starting to do some utility work for spot sidewalk that needs replacement. So a lot of work happening there. On the library front, they've got some new programming next week that sounds pretty fun. So they're bringing in a magician on June 27th. Camp Library is on Wednesdays. My sons went to it this week and they said it was really fun. So different topic each week. The scavenger hunt is back, which I know is a community favorite. Comes back on July 1st. And then there's also a family movie on Friday. They're showing Peter Rabbit 2. Teen Time is next Thursday. And then there's also a teen movie, I think, on Tuesdays. On the recreation front, we've reopened our babysitter training class. I know that's a popular one. The Summer Sports League, so that gaming league is open right now. Cardio kickboxing, believe it or not, we're asking for registration for fall soccer already. And then, of course, watercraft rentals, which I've seen people using, and it always makes me jealous because I'm working and they're, paddleboarding the Rock River. But we do have kayaks and paddleboards for your rental as well. This weekend is a busy one, so be patient and more than anything, be friendly. We have a ton of guests in our community this weekend, and we are a friendly community and a welcoming community. And I would just encourage you to welcome those that seem as though they may be from out of town. We are hosting a massive statewide softball tournament at Brant Quirk. And then the Tour de Goose is this weekend, so that is, there's going to be people biking all over the city, so please be mindful as you're driving throughout the community. And then the two large events for tomorrow and Saturday will be the Community Celebration and Vendor Fair. So that starts tomorrow in the downtown. There's going to be over 100 vendors. The Main Street will be closed for the majority of the day on Saturday. Over 100 vendors will be in the downtown. From 11 to 3, there's horse-drawn carriage rides. From 11 to 4, there's a classic car show. And there are family activities starting all day long. So before or during that time, the library is also finally having its official grand opening. So from 9 to 1, there will be balloon artists, glitter tattoos, face painting, hot dogs. There will be a nice ribbon cutting ceremony at 9:30. So just a ton to do in the downtown tomorrow. If you say there's nothing to do this weekend, I would encourage you to check out one of those two events, or visit any of our small businesses tomorrow who are having a lot of good sales as well. So a lot of progress happening in the community, which is just an incredible blessing to be a part of. So I would encourage you to get out and enjoy it too. So have a good weekend. We'll see you back next week.